We've all probably seen the horrific video outside of a music festival in Cincinnati. It's been shared hundreds of thousands, if not millions of times. We're not going to play it here because I just don't feel like you need to see that. If you really want to go see the, again, horrific incident in Cincinnati, you can go search it out for yourself. What I found extremely problematic is how the police chief effectively berated people for sharing this video online, saying it's not the whole story. Let's bring in our panel, Alma and Kristen. Guys, Kristen, well, okay, so let's step back. Let's watch the police chief basically say, hey, how dare you share this news and be effectively your own reporters and journalists. This is shocking and troubling, to say the least. Check it out.
Social media, the post that we've seen, does not depict the entire incident. That is one version of what occurred. At times, social media and mainstream media and their commentaries are a misrepresentation of the circumstances surrounding any given event.
Kristen, there is a little bit of truth to that. I understand what she's saying, but in this particular instance, what are you supposed to? Oh, okay, so it's fine then. We just won't talk about it. We'll just sweep it under the rug because effectively, and this was the big conservative pushback, was nobody was covering this until we all started sharing it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and actually, I'm a wife of a Portland police officer here, so I pay a lot of attention to crime. And quite frankly, I'm getting sick of seeing all of these, female police chiefs and female police commissioner for NYPD. A lot of them don't even have the actual policing history. So here we have her up here, and it's like blaming the bullet, right? Like that gets old. It's a tired thing. It's a cop out, pardon my pun there. But instead of taking ownership of the leadership piece of it and the lack of pursuing charges for criminals, here we have her just blaming the bullet. It's typical.
Kristen, I have to push back on some of your commentary. If that police chief was coming after me and I had done the crime, I would be scared. I'd be shaking in my boots. Obviously sarcasm.
My husband gets on me for always calling. I'm like, why? With the small percentage of female officers out there, why are so many of them at the top? I could really go into that. I will spare you. But
I was gonna say that sounds like a great 3-hour podcast, but unfortunately, not the time necessarily. Alma, your kind of thoughts on this, because we've seen so many instances where the social media has gotten a story that otherwise would have been just completely left alone to media attention, to mainstream attention. Seems to be like in this case. What are your thoughts on this police chief saying otherwise?
So I was trying to understand where she was coming from. But then, I know it's almost a cliche that anything that happens, we say it was taken out of context. But then I asked myself, what context makes any of this remotely acceptable? Like, is there some context that we could find and that we could look at that suddenly explains what was going on and makes us feel calm about it? It doesn't make sense to me. So yes, I understand that. Social media things are shared and can get amplified and create all sorts of challenges for the cops who are investigating things on the ground. But she missed the point completely because she was talking about context. And she said, we didn't see the beginning of the video. And I'm like, so what? So beating a person to a pulp on the ground is somehow, justified because we would, find something that happened before that justifies it? Doesn't make any sense to me.
That is a great point. I in my mid-30s, I can't find a single situation where I wouldn't just walk away. Or like, oh, you insulted your family. Okay, fine. Unless I'm in physical danger, I've seen no reason to fight anybody for any sort of insult, which I think is what they're trying to allude to here.